Hello guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to be trying out the new Morphe Filter Effect foundation. I'm super excited to test this out. It's this soft focus foundation, medium to full coverage. Sounds like my cup of tea. And when I ordered this, it did come with a free brush. I don't know how long that's gonna last promo wise. This is their E63. So I am gonna guess that you're supposed to apply it with this, but of course we're gonna do half with a sponge and half with the brush. And then I have a few other products that I'm gonna incorporate into this video so we can see based on our first impressions what we think of it, how it looks, all of that. I also have this Fenty Beauty soft matte powder foundation, so let me know if you guys want a video on this. I did have the L'Oreal Infallible foundation, but this is way too dark and I can't find any other colors anywhere else, so I'm gonna wait to get another color and then film that for you guys. I've got a lot of new products to share with you guys. I've been scavenging around and shopping a lot, so if you want to see what I think of the foundation and how it wears, all of that, then definitely keep watching. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and let's go ahead and hop on into it. Okay, so I have applied my primer. This is the One Size Secure the Blur primer, but I really do like it. I've been using it ever since the video where I tried out the L'Oreal Paradise Water Infused Tinted Moisturizer. I love this. I have been using this so much since that video. It's seriously one of my favorite products. Really great product. Anywho, I do love this primer as well. Both are awesome. And I'm just gonna dive right into this foundation. So it does have a pump and a glass bottle. And we're just gonna pump this out on the back of my hand. This is $20. They have 40 shades. Tell you a little bit about it. There's 4 stars, 215 reviews. It is a oil-free skincare infused foundation that delivers a natural finish for healthy looking skin. This luxe long-wearing formula is designed to blur and diffuse the look of imperfections while deeply hydrating and nourishing the skin. Crafted in Italy for the ultimate soft focus filter effect look and powered by high performing skin perfecting ingredients, the silky smooth medium to full coverage is buildable and developed across 40 shades for a range of skin tones and undertones. Plus, it's made to keep up with you thanks to its sweat proof, transfer proof, and waterproof performance that lasts up to 12 hours. It's the best filter you'll ever use. There's hyaluronic acid, pore blurring pigments, diffuse look of imperfections, natural buildable coverage, long wearing, sweat proof, transfer proof, free of oils, fragrances, parabens, luxe formula crafted in Italy. So there's a little rundown for you on this foundation. I got mine at Ulta. This is it. This is the shade Tan 18. I'm going to do half of my face with the brush that they sent, half of my face with the sponge. This is what the brush looks like. It's like slanted. Can you tell? There you go. Okay, so we're going to start with this side of our face first and just see how it looks. Not bad so far with the brush. One of my favorite brushes to apply foundation with is the IT Cosmetics one that I've shared with you guys. The Heavenly Luxe Buffing Foundation Brush. It looks like this, and they come out with different handles every now and then. It's such a good brush. But this has pretty good coverage. Let's take this up in here. Forehead. Cool thing about this brush, you can literally do half of your face. I didn't think I was gonna like it at first, but I do think it's pretty nice. Blending out really well. Not bad, and that's the first go around. So you go from this side to this. Really great coverage. You can kind of see my rosacea's flaring up just a tiny bit here in this area. That's why it's so red if you're new here. I'm gonna use my DSMD sponge and we're gonna apply the other half with this and see if I like a certain side better. I know with the L'Oreal Paris Tinted Moisturizer, I did like the brush better. It just gave more coverage. It's always good to test out different tools, as you guys know, and just see which one works best. If you're like me and like more coverage, I highly recommend doing this, at least when you first get the product, and that way you can decide like what works best for you before you decide like either you hate it or it doesn't have enough coverage for you, or too much. Some people don't like a lot of coverage, you know? I have always been a full coverage kind of gal. I got lots to cover up, so I love full coverage. I definitely like the sponge side more. I feel like it just looks a little bit smoother, and I feel like it has pretty much the same coverage. You can kind of see here there's a little bit more texture showing, and here there's really not as much. I just feel like it sits a little bit better with the damp beauty sponge. I definitely prefer sponge. I don't feel like I even have to build this up. I think going in with just that initial application was perfectly fine for me. That's what it looks like. I do like it so far. I think it looks really pretty. It doesn't feel heavy on the skin at all. It doesn't feel super sticky. I will say there's a little bit transferring onto my hands, so just FYI on that. But we're gonna set it, see how it wears throughout the day, and I'll keep you guys updated in the description box below or in the comments. Usually I do a pinned comment, so just check that out. But I do want to go in with this e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. This one's in the shade Light Peach. I just want to see how this looks on my skin. So we're gonna apply this here, like so. And then I want to apply one eye at a time. I just want to see what we're working with here. I applied this without any foundation and it kind of just sunk into my fine lines and just didn't look great. So we'll see if I like this one. You guys know I'm a big fan of the Rare Beauty concealer. I've just been using it constantly. Ever since I tried it out, I've been using it and I still have quite a bit of product left. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of this concealer. I don't know, there's something about the camo line that I feel like tends to get really kind of cakey. I'm not loving it. So we're gonna go in with my tried and true Rare Beauty concealer in the shade 210N, and we're just gonna apply this. This just has a nice soft look to it. I'm gonna apply a little bit over here just so we're nice and even. And I love the color of this as well. So just go ahead and blend this out. The look of this is just so freaking pretty. Yeah, the Rare Beauty is just so much smoother and like gives a more natural hydrating look. Still has really good coverage too. It tends to look with a lot of different foundations that I have. So now I'm going in with this Westman Atelier Face Track Contour Stick in the shade Truffle. I read some reviews and Truffle seemed to be the one that would work for me. I'm just gonna go in and kind of contour my face. And I have been liking this. I've only tried it a couple times, but it's worked out well for me so far. So I'm gonna go in and just blend this out. This cream bronzer blends out really, really well. When I used it the other day, it was nice and quick, something easy to use, and it just gives a really pretty shadow to the skin. So if you're looking for a good cream bronzer, this one is pretty forgiving. And I like this color too because it's definitely more of a contour, like it's going to cast that shadow that you want. And then you could go in with a more warm tone bronzer to really warm up the skin. But you can see there's like a lot here and you can easily blend this out and then take your sponge over it and really melt it into the skin, and it looks very good. I always blend it down my forehead. I have just a large forehead, obviously, so I like to do that. Then I take whatever side of the sponge I use concealer with, or you could use your foundation side, and then just tap it in. So I'm gonna blend. It just blends so easily though, like it blows my mind. I'm using this MAC 180 brush, by the way. So I'm very lightly taking pretty much the end bristles right here and just blending it up like that. Take my sponge, I'm going to just dab again like the sides, just to make sure everything melts in nicely. For today's blush, I'm going to be using this e.l.f. Putty Blush. This is in Bora Bora. It's a really intense pink, it looks like, so I'm going to try to go in with a light hand before I set with powder. I'm going to use this Sigma Flat Kabuki F80 Air. So I'm going to take this and we're just going to dab it and see what we can come up with. Ooh, that is pretty. Okay, I need this in more colors. And normally I'm not a cream blush person because some of them tend to be very oily on my skin, but this is looking very pretty. I'm kind of getting a little heavy on this side. I need to relax for just a second. I'm gonna apply a little bit right here too, just to kind of bring things together. That is pretty. Okay, I need this in like a warm tone color. Like if they have a peachy shade, I'm going to snag it. Powder, I'm gonna be using the Revlon Photo Ready Candid Anti-Pollution Setting Powder. This is in 001. And I'm just going to take this powder onto the lid, take my sponge, start under the eyes, and drag it down the face. Really pretty powder, makes you look pretty seamless. And that blush looks really good with the powder underneath. All right, now I'm gonna try this super expensive bronzer. $75, you're pretty much paying for this heavy packaging, but we're gonna try this out. I am gonna go in with a brush and I'm just gonna lightly bronze a little bit more. This one's the shade Zen Soleil Riche, and we're just gonna lightly bronze up just a little bit more. Oh, I took a very light amount on my brush and I'm like ever so slightly putting this on my face. This is my favorite bronzer brush. This is the Morphe M581. I will say too, the foundation is actually working really well so far. Like I'm blending and applying quite a bit and it's not moving or anything like that. I am going to try out this BH Vanilla Peach Truffle 4-color blush palette, and I'm going to go in with probably a little bit of these two right here, and I'm just going to apply a little bit on my cheeks. So we're just gonna kind of apply that to the apples. I'm gonna blend that out. For highlight, I'm gonna try this Belgian waffle again, and I'm gonna go in with powdered sugar right here. And we're just gonna apply this to the cheeks. Very pigmented, so I'm just trying to ever so slightly apply this without applying too much. Pretty highlight, but I'm not obsessed with it. I think I like the Catrice one a bit more. Like there's a few other drugstore highlights that I like just a little bit more, but it's definitely not bad. let's actually go back into that Belgian waffle, and I'm just going to take a crease brush and I'm going to take the color Cinnamon and I'm going to toss that into my crease just like that. And then we're going to try out this tattoo pomade from Maybelline. I got the shade Blonde. I don't like really dark brows on myself, so but I'm going to just brush these guys out. Okay, so this is what it's looking like. I do like it more towards the back here, but I'm not loving this front part because I'm trying to be as soft as possible, but it's kind of in person looking just a little unnatural. I'm going to see if I can maybe apply a little bit more. It's obviously looking drawn on in the inner part and not like super faded, so I'll probably have to fix that, but I do like it for this part of my brow, and I like the color too. And this brush is actually nice that they give you in the package. It's really nice. So I've got most of my brow on. A little bit does go a long way. I'm like just tapping it and then putting it on my brow. Seems good so far. Again, I do like the color a lot, but I am going to go in with a pencil brow product if I have one up here. Okay, I do have a backup of my Urban Decay brow blade up here, so I'm just going to take the pencil side and we're just going to fill in the fronts here. Brows are done. So I bought this. Is this like a big thing on TikTok right now? Because I feel like it is. The Sky High Mascara Limitless Length Full Volume in Very Black. I don't know. I feel like I've heard some people talk about this, but I could be wrong. Don't have my lash curler up here, so I'm just going to try it anyways and see how it looks, but I'm not going to be too harsh on it since I don't have a eyelash curler because my lashes go like down. I will also try out this Dusty Rose Kokie Professional Retractable Lip Liner. I used to use Kokie all the time. You guys remember that? Kokie's a good brand at Rite Aid, so if you see it, definitely snag a couple things up. They have like a good face powder, brightening powder, all that stuff. But I don't think I've tried their retractable lip liners. This feels expensive. Ooh, this is Dusty Rose. Very creamy and smooth. I love lip liners that I can use as lipsticks. So I have this gloss in another color and I really liked it. So I got Honey Waffles too because it just looks so pretty online. It's the Fenty Cream Gloss. Just gonna use a little bit of this. It just looks so pretty. I love it. And then I am gonna apply that mascara. I'm just not gonna be like too harsh on it because like I said, I don't have my eyelash curler up here, but I also did get from that same line this Hyper Easy Eyeliner liquid pen. Pitch Black. I don't think it's matte like the Physicians Formula one that I just tried, but I figured it would still be good to test out. I'm just going to apply this on my lashes and we'll see how it works out. I definitely need my lash curler, but that coats your lashes like immediately. I like the wand. It gave me a little bit of curl though. You see that? I kind of like this. And the brush really coats those lashes. Nothing is clumpy. And that's without a freaking eyelash curler. That's pretty good for my lashes. Okay guys, that is the entire makeup look. I really like the way everything looks right now. Everything was working really well together. I'm loving this foundation so far. I also really do like this color a lot. I feel like it matches me perfectly when I'm nice and self-tanned. And then I love the e.l.f. Putty Blush. I'm gonna grab a few more of these. If I can get more of this, I definitely will because my eyelashes look really, really good. I'm really liking the way my skin looks right now. I definitely like this side best where I applied with a sponge. That's probably how I will apply it moving forward. And I really did like the coverage of it too. I didn't feel like I had to build it up at all. Usually when people say it's medium to full coverage buildable, you definitely have to build it up. But I don't think you have to with this one. It covered up my rosacea really beautifully. Everything looks nice and smooth. I used some of my favorite products like the One Size Primer and this little bronzer, which is super expensive, but damn, it's good. I do like this, but there's so many other affordable bronzers that look so beautiful. I think maybe these two together do look really nice, but like last week I tried out a new Makeup Revolution one that I think I showed you guys in a video, and I've been using it since that video and I really love it. And it's kind of like a similar color, similar vibe, but you get a big pan and it's way less than half the price. So these are always hard. Bronzers are one of those things where like I can't really ever say like, yes, this is totally worth it for the money, because you can get something super similar for a fraction of the price. So far, so good. I really like it, and this blush is so pretty. And I know I used a little bit of this on top, which this was really nice as well, this BH Cosmetics little quad blush palette, but I think the Putty Blush was really beautiful on its own too, so we'll see. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next one.